I don't know. Anybody else think this chapter was kind of weird? I don't really know what it is about it. I think it's just because the chapter felt. I feel like it felt a little bit off. I don't know what it is. I think it was just the character. I think it's this character, Amelia. She doesn't like being called Puppet Master. She's saying how she doesn't like to make it seem like she's controlling things, and she just. Because she says she's just doing the doll's will. And I'm guessing that has to do with, it must have been what passed down from the previous owner of the house, how he's saying that he wasn't collecting the dolls were having him collect them. So I'm guessing whatever haunting or whatever kind of like maybe phantom was overarchingly connected to that guy is probably also connected to this character. And like I said, it felt weird. I think primarily because like I didn't expect Iori just to get completely bodied this chapter. Like he was getting messed up. Like, there was like nothing he could really do, and we don't know if he's got maybe like some all-out technique with Ongyoki he could have done, or some form of ultimate technique to break out of there, or whatever it is. Like Trump called party. Unluck had a very nice character chapter. I just did one for Kaisen. That one is mostly setting up a fight, but with Phantom Seer, like the chapter was very again focused on Amelia, and I think it was the fact that you have this very weird character that to have a very weird first chapter of her presence was really cool. And there's a lot of shots also that very much emphasize her height. I'm curious to know how actually tall she is, because Iori and Kenma definitely look like they're like fairly tall. Like I would guess somewhere like around them, probably like 5'8", 5'10" or something. They both look like they're characters that in the series are tall for Japanese people. And even the one girl that Kenma's with, he's taller than she is, and she's wearing high heels, so he's got to be decently tall. And this girl, like Amelia, she is way taller than him. Like she's got to be like in the 6 foot range. Like she's a very very tall woman, and I think that the kind of odd expressions that she's got with like these barely moved grins and these like almost dead eyes combined with her height and just the way that again she's depicted in this chapter, I think worked out really well, because there's no like the chapter it's not even showing like her fighting or like really her power levels or anything, because she's just she just brings out like this weird old cursed doll and then uses it on Iori, and it's like doing damage to him. It's like cursing him seemingly, and it's not like a fight. She's just doing it. So it's like displaying her power without even doing something crazy. And I think that again, the way that it was really depicted instead is it handled her much more in a creepy sense, and I have liked that about Phantom Seer. Probably one of my favorite things about the series in general is that even for a manga, it's able to depict some creepy scenes pretty well. And I'm usually not that creeped out by manga because you don't have like the music or the same kind of like kind of like suspense build up that you can get in TV shows or movies. But you're still able to get it in manga when you really look at things like the just the layout of the scenes. Like at one point when Iori is on the ground just like an agony, and you see this angled panel of Puppet Master just from like all the way at the bottom, angled to make her look as tall as possible. It's very spooky when you think about like if you were in this situation, this extremely like gigantic woman just standing there and watching you just like choke and bleed out. But like it was a again like a very likable chapter, and I liked that Iori had confidence in Kenma, because I mentioned before Kenma is I would say is my favorite character so far. I think his design is pretty cool. I like his power. I really like that cool staff he had in the last chapter, that like staff spear. I thought that was really cool. And and Iori doesn't look like he's fighting position, at least right now. That we're probably going to get much more of a Kenma focused fight, and much more of a Kenma focused like little mini arc. I think that'd be pretty cool, even if it's like he's like uses his powers and that helps get Iori back to his feet so he can fight too. It's very clear that this is focused on Kenma. I mean, otherwise, like, what would be the point of having him find putting Iori in a bad spot and even having Iori like hype up Kenma? So I'm looking forward to that. I really like the panel when you have the Tengu just kind of all swarm around Puppet Master. They're all doing their thing, getting in there, and she doesn't look like she's just gonna be like no different. Just fine. Like she's definitely powerful. We don't know whether or not she's the one that fought against Yayoi and lived. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be whoever is the leader of them. But like even at the end, like she is not pleased at them destroying. Was it the doll Amanda, the one that trapped Riku and Iori? And that doll's destroyed, and they're both still small. So I'm guessing they have to defeat Puppet Master. And again, if they're gonna defeat her, um, it doesn't look like they're gonna have Iori and Riku's help, just because they're still small. So it's this other girl. Like I don't remember her name. Well, like if somebody can tell me what the girl that's with Kenma's name. I looked at the last chapter. I don't know if it's maybe just mentioned earlier, like a couple chapters, maybe when they were driving or something. I'd have to go back and look because I like her so far. I like her design. She looks like she's just like a general enjoyable character to have around. Like she's not like one. She's not too loud. She's not like too quiet. She doesn't have any like weird quirks or she just seems like she's just a normal kind of just chill character. I like her Phantom too, the spiky dog that eats stuff. I think that was pretty cool. But I am very much hyped for the next couple chapters is to see Kenma perform. Because like I said, favorite character so far in the series. I think it'd be pretty cool if we get some focus on him. And it'll be against a character like this, this Doll Master, or Puppet Master character that it will help build hype around both of them because we'll be able to see how strong Kenma actually is, but also this other character Puppet Master Millie. Because if it's just Iori all the time, then I don't want other characters just to kind of like feel like they're just there. And if Kenman's supposed to be his rival, like he needs to have like a strong scene too. And for the most part, like I don't think he's had like a good enough like just fighting moment so far. Like even in the early ones, like when he's just used his power and that against that like Mirror Phantom, that was kind of just his introduction. The fight against those the dolls in the previous chapter, that was cool, but it's like he has to at least be able to beat like a mid boss, like not like an arc boss, just like one of his primary minions. Like if he beats Puppet Master, that would be solid. But obviously, Puppet Master as well has to be able to put out on display. So if you have a character who's we don't know a lot about their move set, and we're seeing a lot of like just general reveal and display of how he's going to fight and do all those things. It'll be the perfect time to do the same thing with Puppet Master as well, and then we can see just generally what they're both capable of. So this is a really nice setup chapter. I think it was like a setup slash character chapter because obviously, like I said, we got a lot of Amelia, and we didn't see any like of her fighting capabilities. We saw a little bit of her like her abilities in general, but it was done more in like a creepy torture way, which again I also liked because it helped set like a tone with her. I'm wondering like the thing about her, just as one last final thing, is she's way taller than you think just based off body proportions. So I'm wondering if she just has absurdly long legs or she's floating or maybe she's got like some creepy doll legs or something. Otherwise, she just has super long legs. I don't really know. Might just be the angle because I'm looking at it near the end, and she just doesn't like. If I was to look at her, she doesn't look as proportionally normal. Just based off of, I mean, she has to just based on the fact she has to be like, she has to be at least like 7 feet tall because she's definitely looking down at Kenma. Like she's got to be like I'm just guessing a foot taller than him or something. So we'll see. It might just be it's an angle thing, but I feel like she has to have something weird going on with her legs. Anyway, other than that, though, comment below, thumbs up the video, a friendly like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But other than that, I appreciate everybody's already subscribed. Thank you all for listening. Bye.